So, welcome in everybody. You guys know what I've cooked already because it's probably in the title, but as it stands in the beginning of this video, I have absolutely no idea what I'm about to totally cook for you. I have some ingredients picked out. I have a rough idea of what this dish is going to be, but I don't know exactly what we're making. I don't know exactly how. I don't know what it's going to look like when we plate it, but I do know that I know my shit about food. I got 10 years of restaurant experience. As you guys know, I've worked at some of the best restaurants around the country. Does not mean I've made a lot of money. Does not mean I lived a good life. Does not mean that everything was awesome the whole time. It just means that I have some high level cooking under my belt that I want to share with you guys. And I want to share it with you guys under a certain light. And that is like the light of a Walmart, no frills superstore, the cheaper grocery stores where you can get bread for $1 and like milk is $3 cheaper than Sobeys and all that. Like, we're doing this on an affordable budget because honestly, that's the budget I'm on. But honestly, you can make good, casual, premium, fine dining, whatever you want to call it, food with just Walmart ingredients. And we're going to be focusing on Walmart specifically for this video because literally, guys, everything down to the pots and pans I'm cooking on, the spoons and spatulas that I'm using, the cutlery that I eat with, the plates that I'm eating on, they're all from Walmart. The ingredients, everything is from Walmart. And at the end of this video, when I'm like editing it and stuff, I'm going to lost my thought there. I'm going to go on ChatGPT and like cost out how much I paid for everything, like the whole sprig of asparagus, like all the steaks, everything, and then price out how much the dish itself cost, like how much money is on my plate that I'm eating, and I'm going to tell you guys exactly how much it costs to cook the meal that I just cooked. And I'm going to tell you one thing that I already know from the beginning. This dish is going to cost me more time and more cleaning up of a mess than it will cost me money. So my rough estimation at the beginning of this video is this dish is going to cost anywhere from $6 to $10 in total to make, and if anything, probably even cheaper than that. But what's this food gonna be like? It's gonna be like Cactus Club style, like premium, high-end, casual. I'm not gonna say, like, to some people it's gonna be fine dining, to other people it's gonna be another day at Earl's. But so when you're cooking like freehand, as I like to call it, and you're just like literally cooking off the top of your head just based on the knowledge that you have, whenever you like do what I just did, which is like put a bunch of ingredients together, put some potatoes, some rosemary, some thyme, some salt, some garlic all together to boil for some potatoes that we're later going to end up sauteing in some butter and some spices. You gotta ask yourself, like, as soon as I put that on the stove, I was thinking, like, now what else am I missing in there? Because as it stands, we're gonna make some pretty good potatoes, but like one nice little extra step that we can take, two extra steps we can take, actually I just thought of right now, is onion skins for stocks, anything boiling water, anything in boiling stock or water. Onion skins taste amazing. You don't keep them, you strain them out later when the flavor has come out of them. But essentially, we're just gonna take like a little wedge of this onion. We're not even gonna like cut it up any more than we just did. We're just gonna take these two little pieces of onion skin. And even though this has already started, potatoes take a long time, we can just drop that onion skin and that onion in there. And now our potatoes are going to be infusing with all that flavor, and it's just going to be so good. And potatoes first because they take a while, and we can keep them cooked and just keep them off to the side until we need them. Also, by the way, guys, let's just point out this is an incredibly average apartment that most people can obtain. These are like 25-year-old appliances, no fancy gas stove, no KitchenAid oven. I don't even have a barbecue yet. I don't even have mixing bowls yet. I don't have a peeler yet. Like, I just moved in. I don't even have everything I need to pull off my full repertoire of food knowledge, but I have enough to pull off what I'm about to pull off here, which is just gonna be a nice steak dinner. And I was between chicken and steak for this dish because it would have worked either way. But I just think showing you guys how I pan fry a steak is a lot more interesting than showing you how I pan fry a chicken breast, which is something that everybody knows how to do. But there is like ins and outs to steak, so kind of like makes things a little more interesting, you know? So the next thing we're gonna get going here is a carrot puree. Ingredients for this are gonna be pretty much the exact same, minus the onion for the carrot. What am I saying here? Remember, I'm doing this all off the top of my head right now, and I still don't like totally know the vision. But there's gonna be something along the way that ties this all together. And I know. But right now we got the potatoes going, so we got the starch. Now it's time to work on the veg. Steaks will cook in 2 seconds, so we're gonna do steaks last. And we're gonna make a carrot puree. Now, if you've never been to a fancy enough restaurant to have what is called a puree, all a puree is baby food. And it's literally a vegetable, or 2 vegetables, or 3 vegetables, cut up and boiled until they're soft. And then you blend it with a little bit of cream, milk, or you can use just water. And for me, I don't want to use any milk. I have milk, but I don't want to use any milk. I'm just going to use the water technique. And we're gonna, again, infuse the boiling water with rosemary, thyme, garlic, same ingredients we used for the potatoes. And we're gonna let this boil, let it get soft, and then later on, I'll show you guys how we actually puree it. And there's some little techniques to it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, sorry, I'm just getting in the zone. Probably need more than that. I'm only trying to make enough puree for 1 dish. That is the goal. I do not want a ton of extra food. I know it's a big pot, but we're just gonna fucking roll with that. I'm barely gonna need any water in this bitch. Rosemary. I think we're gonna start to get a little messy here. Yeah, I'm starting to give a shit less about what this looks like. All right, garlic. Little trick, try to break the garlic inside of the mesh. 'Cause then you can just reach down and literally grab the exact amount you need without actually getting anything everywhere. That only works if your garlic came in this. And these 3 garlic cloves, I remember, costed 88 cents. Don't tell me you can't afford no fucking garlic. Oh my god, my chef side is coming out. I'm starting to swear and shit. Should we take a bong hoot later? I don't know. I don't know if I should take a bong hoot on camera. I haven't done that in a long time. I found out that the Facebook algorithm, if you're in Canada, actually allows you to smoke weed on camera because it's legal nationwide. So for a Canadian audience, it's totally cool. And they don't really care that it leaks out to other countries and other people. But yeah, right now, Facebook is probably my best platform for all my videos. I just do the best on Facebook. I get the most views, I get the most engagement. It's right in your feed. You don't have to be convinced by a thumbnail and a title like on YouTube. It kind of just pops up. Like right now, you're probably watching me because, well, for the small percentage that are my friends and family that are watching this, you're watching this because you know me. But for the other 800 to 1,000 to 1,500 people that see this, hello. Get some water in that bitch. A little salty. Do you see that? Going to work, all the infusing is literally turned into stock. I've made potato stock. This is something starchy. So like in Italian cooking, even though this is all pretty French, in Italian cooking, if they had something like this, like the starchy water, even if it wasn't from the pasta, they'd take a ladle of this and put it in a red sauce, in a tomato sauce, or in a rosé sauce or something, just to thicken it up and add that vegetable flavor. But for us, this is kind of all we need for now. until the potatoes are fully cooked. And I can actually probably turn this down a little bit and start letting it simmer so that I'm not overcooking the vegetables and the herbs that are in there. Because if you scorch them, then you'll get like this bitter taste. So right now my stove gets pretty hot. So like I was saying, guys, like cheap stove, not cheap stove, but dated stove. I'm sure it was expensive when it first came out, but like it works better than the stove at my parents' house, which is in a very nice house in a very nice neighborhood. I'm telling you, like even at 4 or 5, it's still boiling decent. Like there's absolutely no reason to put this up to 10. That's one thing I kind of learned the hard way when I first moved in here. All right, so I really don't do this enough in my content, but I really should. I just always feel very clickbaity and very dishonest, and I feel, I don't know, it just doesn't feel natural. But if you're enjoying this video so far, hit a like, hit a comment, subscribe, follow me on Facebook, follow me on YouTube, subscribe to me on YouTube, or leave a comment if you've learned anything lately. That's probably the more relevant thing to say, because I've dropped some nuggies so far. But yeah, we're just gonna take a hoot here quick and then get back to the kitchen. Also, you can take the boy out of the Air G George Mack High School smoke pit, but you cannot take the smoke pit out of the boy. And just like that, you have some French cooking, you got a puree. Now, if we were in a restaurant, like you see all these bigger chunky pieces, that's kind of the best a blender can do. There's like this circular thing with a mesh in professional kitchens where I'd put this on top of the mesh and scrape with a spatula. And then like you'd just get the fine sauce that came out through and all the chunks would be left behind. So it's not gonna be as smooth as a restaurant, but it's gonna taste the exact same. All right, so while I've been filming and cooking, I've been trying to like cook up a way to think of something like, what can I make to add to this dish that isn't just a steak and a puree with some potatoes that can like elevate and bring some value to the video and show you something that you may have not even heard of before or just don't know how to cook. So I have a food processor. My blender doubles as a food processor. And we're gonna make what's called the mushroom duel, or in the United States called the duxelle, or in France where it's from, it's called the duel. I don't know what they call it in France. I can't do their accent, but we call it a duel in Canada. And basically, it's mushrooms, garlic, onions, rosemary, thyme. We're using all the same ingredients for everything. Remember, we're on a budget meal, so I'm only working with what I have. And you put it in the food processor and you blend it all together until it's just blitzed. And you put the mushrooms in raw, like you don't even cook them. And then it turns into like this mixture that's all finely minced. And you put it on a pan and you cook it in butter. And the French peasant way of eating it is just cooking it in butter and finishing it off with a bit of salt and pepper. And then like the royalty version, like the French royalty version of eating it is getting it deglazed with white wine or some sort of alcohol or some sort of brandy, or brandy and white wine with a bit of cream. So like for me, I'm just gonna do a little bit of milk and a little bit of butter in the duel, and it'll turn out great. Maybe add some paprika or a bit of a spice to it, because paprika goes really well with mushrooms. I'm just kind of cooking it all up right now. But basically, we're on to the mushroom duel. All right, so we got puree done. We got potatoes done. Asparagus is just off to the side. We're going to saute it. Some people blanch asparagus in water before sauteing it. But what I learned from someone that had worked in Michelin star kitchens in Canmore years ago was if the asparagus is fresh enough, it should be full of moisture. So when you heat it up on a pan with some butter, it should steam from the inside out, which actually helps it cook even better. So blanching it might just be an unnecessary way of taking out flavor when you didn't have to. So I consider this asparagus pretty fresh, and I'm just going to trust that I don't have to blanch it. We're going to do a sauce. This is a super simple sauce. So what I could do if I had a mixing bowl and if I had the right sized whisk, I would make béarnaise and show you guys a really cool steak sauce that's like tastes amazing. But we don't have that option right now. So we're going to use a little bit of pre-made barbecue sauce, a dab of mustard, and a little bit of butter, and just heat it up and make like a poor man's sauce for this dish. Like when it drizzles all on the plate, it's going to look like $1,000,000, but it's just fucking pre-made sauces and butter. So I'm not going to film it because I shouldn't have to teach you how to squeeze barbecue sauce into a pot, add a dab of mustard and a little bit of butter and heat it up. It's pretty basic. So we're going to skip the whole cooking process on that. As soon as I'm done filming, I'm going to whip it up and then we're going to get on to cooking the steak. All right, one thing I totally forgot about is, to me, it's just so normal on how to cook a fingerling potato. But when I think back on it, when I first learned how to properly sear a fingerling potato and cook it and know when to add the butter and know when to actually toss it, it changed my life with fingerling potatoes. So instead of, like, the sauce is made, we got through the sauce, but before we get to the steak, we're going to pre-saute the potatoes. Right now, I'm going to, like, show you in depth how it works. And then, probably just microwave. this is the aftermath of cooking a nice meal for yourself to restaurant quality. Just to get one single plate. I think I used every single pot and pan I own. Whipped out all the Tupperware, made a huge mess, but it was so fucking worth it.